Ow, I just slammed my ankle into the...
Wow.
Ow.
Ow, my ankle hurts. Welcome to the Anchor TV Sports Podcast. My name is Tim. This is Shane. We are back for season 2.
Back year 2, running the podcast, sports podcast. You know, we're talking everything sports, whether it's Rick Sports or professional sports. You might be noticing we're down a co-host.
Moment of silence for our lost brethren who moved on to the real world.
Amen.
Amen. So, yes, as you can see, we are down one. We lost Isaac due to graduation. It's a tough loss. It happens to the best of us. Lucky for you, we don't do that.
Yep.
So we're good for a while, but
we got another 2 years of us.
We'll be around.
Yep.
We'll be around.
You can't get rid of us,
But
unfortunately.
since we're down a guy, we're going to have to get some special guests, and we will have a few special guests throughout the semester, throughout the year, and through the future to help you guys, deal with it, because we're not that entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of, we were going to get to this a little later in the episode, but we might as well. We're already talking about it. We want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
If you go to Rick, Rhode Island College, and you are an athlete and you want to be interviewed, please reach out to us on Instagram or just, the Anchor TV email. We'd love to get you guys in here and to interview you guys about your sport and just hear your takes on the sports that we talk about as well. We are setting up our own interviews as well, but if you'd like to, skip the line and hop on in here,
Yes.
email us, get
please.
to us, and we will get you guys in here because that'd be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of blast, we blew up the format for last year. Last year's format was a little. It's gone. See it? You see it out there? I don't. It's gone. The format for last year, it wasn't really a format. So this year, we're having a lot more of a structured format. We're gonna have segments. We're gonna have different parts of it. It's not gonna be all over the place. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm. We're gonna try our best.
like this intro is.
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
But
last year it was basically just a lot of, sit down, turn on the camera, and we'll talk for 40 minutes about random stuff. This year it's going to be, all right, we've got segment to segment. We're going to move it on. We're going to talk to our guests. We're going to talk about the sports that we're talking about that day, whether it's Rick Sports, whether it's professional sports, either way. We're going to make sure we're moving on, and it keeps you guys, it should keep you guys interested a little longer into the podcast because I feel like last year, sure it was fun. Sure, it was fine to talk.
Did have a great time. We're not knocking last year. We had a blast.
Last year's episodes are fine, and if you haven't watched them already,
please
go ahead.
Watch them. Some of the best content produced on Anchor TV, other than the rest.
Indeed, but this year we're going to keep it a little more structured, a little more professional, and this is all about just bringing the best content to you guys. So we want to hear feedback. Let us know what we should do differently, or let us know what we should keep going for.
Also, real quick. If by some miracle you're not following the Anchor TV Instagram account,
who even are you?
Who wouldn't be following that? I mean, we post weekly ads,
Yes.
and I don't want to, but they're spectacular.
Oh yeah, no. So even if you guys don't go to Rick and you just happen to be checking out the page, please go check out these recruitment ads we're pumping out. Sure, they're ads for the club, but they are really funny, I would say, so they are a good time to watch.
It's really good short form content.
But enough
Yeah.
of promoting ourselves.
Enough admin.
Let's get into the first episode of the year.
Sports podcast. We're rocking and rolling.
Sports
and
ball.
You'll never believe we timed it perfectly because NFL kickoff happens last Thursday. The NFL season began. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
There are some stories to get to. I think we should start at the very beginning with the first game.
Yes.
Chiefs, Ravens, comes down to the wire. So close, so close. If those of you who don't know what happened, down to the wire, 27-20, got 5 seconds left there on the 10-yard line. Pass is thrown right to Isaiah Likely. He catches it, brings it down. Everyone goes crazy, and then they review it. His toe. So close.
And, this hurts me as a Patriots fan because, do you remember? I'm pretty sure it was against the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
The Eagles against the Super Bowl. Oh, boy. I think I blocked that Super Bowl out of my mind.
Remember when they called him in, but his foot was out and his toe was out?
Probably. I think, yeah, eventually.
So if this is out, that's all I'm saying.
It is out.
That's all I'm saying. You know
out.
what, though? I'm holding on to the past. We'll get into it in a little bit, but I'm proud of the Patriots, as you can see.
Good work. Good work,
We're
New
into
England. No, I remember we had a big group of people in the room for this game, all cheering for the Ravens, and it was heartbreaking.
You know what? You know what's terrible? I would normally root for the Ravens. Well, not terrible. The way it worked out is I have, like, all of the Chiefs team on my fantasy team. So I did find myself rooting for the Chiefs. However, Kelsey had 3 receptions.
Ooh,
What's going on, guys?
Oops.
Yep. My girlfriend's behind the camera. She's pissed.
Pissed.
She's pissed about it.
Pissed.
I had to stop her. She almost flew to Kansas City.
She almost punched the TV, didn't you?
Yeah. It
You
was
need
terrible.
a new TV now.
Mm-hmm.
Heartbreaking.
I might take this one. Welcome to the podcast.
Wouldn't recommend it. Beep. All right. We're going to move on to the next game, the Friday game, which I didn't really watch because I wasn't involved, but apparently some guy named Saquon Barkley went off for 3 touchdowns.
Saquon's back.
Saquon looks back.
Saquon is him right now. Saquon's back. He's that guy, is what I'd say. He had 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. I wouldn't know because I didn't watch, but I do know because he's on my fantasy team.
I also didn't watch, but I have A.J. Brown, so I was very, I was keeping an eye on the game.
Keep an eye out.
And I was also a little hurt by Barkley going off.
Because there's no A.J. Brown action.
No, Brown got a touchdown, I think. Brown had 20-something points, so I think he had a touchdown. Regardless, I was going between Barkley or Brown for my number 1 overall pick. And then Barkley goes for 33 fantasy points. You'll notice this. A lot of my football knowledge comes from fantasy football. That is what I add to this.
Which is it's good for those people who want to know fantasy stuff. It's bad for those people who want to talk football.
Hey, you know what though? You get both out of me.
You give and you get.
My official opinion about this game is that their offense looked good and Jalen Hurts looked like not Jalen Hurts.
Well, I mean, there's a definite lack of tush pushing in that game.
Well, bye Jason Kelsey.
Exactly. You lose your top center and you lose the tush push. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Well,
you lose the opportunity to push tush, and that's
to push tush.
To push tush.
Yeah. I have a
finger.
I have something to say.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is the right place. You're in the right spot.
This is off topic. It's not in the segment, but.
This is not what we planned.
This is fine. This is episode 1.
The structure is already crumbling.
You know what? We'll get into it. This is episode 1. We should have our Super Bowl matchup prediction. And we come back to it and we see what we got. After you.
All right.
After you, sir.
All right, I believe. Well, since you brought it up, you should give us first. I thought he had one planned because he brought it up, but he doesn't.
No, I didn't think this far. I didn't think
he didn't think his plan was gonna work.
I didn't think we had to actually. So I thought the prediction was cool, but then I was like, oh, I have to give a prediction.
Yeah, you actually have to add to the conversation.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Eagles, and.
So there you have it, folks. Eagles against the Steelers.
I don't know. I couldn't think of any other team. I don't know. Hey, they just had.
They did just beat the Falcons
on field goals, and that's it. They only scored field goals.
And you think that team is
They're going to the championship, dude. They're going to the championship on his leg. They're not going to score a touchdown all year. They're just going to only score field goals, and that's it. That's.
Okay. All right.
No, it's Eagles.
I've had my Super Bowl prediction for the longest time.
Okay, so
for the
You go first.
the longest time. Well, you already said Eagles
Well,
Steelers.
I got Eagles.
It's locked in, folks. Eagles Steelers. Can I get editor? Can I get a little lock?
All right,
Thank you.
rocking with
All
that.
right. So, Eagles Steelers locked in. My pick, I am tossed up between Texans and Ravens for my AFC pick. My NFC pick has remained dialed in. It's the Lions. The Lions are doing it. The only
Why
question.
did I forget they had a team?
The only well, they did play last
Yeah,
night.
they had-
We are recording this Monday before Monday Night Football, before Aaron Rodgers potentially tears his other ACL.
Oh, we can only hope. I got Garrett back to fantasy. I got Garrett Wilson coming up against me, and I've got the game currently. So we gotta hope that Wilson just doesn't play.
Well, Aaron whatever. You know what? If for those of you who are longtime viewers of the sports podcast, you will remember that last year or last season, we should say, I said that the Texans were my Super Bowl pick, and you know what? I'm going to run with it. Texans, Lions. The other team that was in there is the Ravens. Like, I mean, the Ravens, they didn't look the best, but
I like the Texans.
they had a disappearing act with Mark Andrews.
I like the Texans a lot. I'm gonna be honest. The Texans are a fun team. They also have like everybody.
What?
Dude, they have they have like 2.5 good receivers.
Who's the half?
Tank Dell.
Which part? The tank or the Dell?
I'd say Dell.
The Dell part?
It's a curveball.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And then
most people would say the tank
they-
part, but yeah.
Yeah, but you don't appreciate the Dell part.
Nobody appreciates the
Um,
Dell part, yeah.
They have Joe Mixon,
They do.
who just had a great game.
Nobody. I, by the way, said Texans before Mixon. If we go back, check
And
the dates.
Diggs.
Before Diggs as well.
They have Diggs, too, and Nico Collins, and C.J. Stroud. I mean, guys.
Guys, my pick is looking spectacular.
Who's on their defense?
Well, you got Will Anderson,
Yeah, Will
Rookie of the
Anderson.
Year.
Okay.
So, that's Browns. Who knows? Anyway,
I don't think they... Dude,
moving right
isn't
along.
he retired?
Moving right along to the next portion, we're going to look at the Sunday slate of games. And before they even kicked off, a few notable things. Dak Prescott signed a massive extension. Congrats to him. But also, Tyreek Hill was arrested. Tyreek Hill was arrested
Yeah.
on his way to the stadium. That was... Whoa, what a rush of emotions. Being that I played against Tyreek Hill in fantasy,
I also played against Tyreek Hill this week.
must have been heartbroken.
Well, my thought is, did he get arrested?
He was detained.
He was detained.
He was detained. He was detained, and I believe he was cited.
Okay, but then the whole arrested... hold on. Now I'm confused. If he was arrested...
He was not taken to
okay,
jail.
He left in his own car.
Well, he didn't even leave. He just walked to the stadium from there because he was like maybe a mile or two away. He was just like he just drove the rest of the way to the stadium.
Okay. Okay, so, all right, I'm putting it together.
You following?
So, he was on his way to the stadium.
Yes, he was.
The cop said, nope.
Can't be driving that
Pulled him
fast, sir.
Pulled him over and was like, hey,
Hey, buddy,
buddy,
what are you doing?
get out the car. So, I'm assuming that's what happened. Okay. I was under the impression that Tyreek Hill got arrested and brought to jail and was then let out to play the game. That is what I thought happened.
was it what? Do you think he was returned to jail after the game?
No.
No.
No, but I thought they let him out and was just like, okay.
No. I don't. He was not.
see.
He was not taken away from his car.
Okay. I heard arrested and was like, oh, they brought him to jail.
I mean,
I guess not.
Given the picture, he could. He might,
Is he sitting?
He's forcibly sitting.
Didn't a bunch of people like get detained with him?
No. A bunch of
thought
people
I
showed
saw-
up with him.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw him talking after the game. He's like, oh, I appreciate everybody like getting detained with me. I was like, people got detained with you?
No.
I was going to say, who was he with?
I don't even know.
Anyways,
To be honest, this is a very.
that's crazy.
It was a very quick happening. All I saw was, the title was Tyreek Hill arrested at 11:30 a.m. on game day, and I was like, well, that's good for me fantasy wise. Bad for the dude in all.
Well, that's awesome.
Then he ended up playing and scored a touchdown. And
And-
then he proceeded to do that celebration, which is great. Put his hands behind his back.
Ooh.
Honestly, fantastic celebration. The way that he did that. Yeah, what's up?
Will he get fined?
No. Shouldn't.
You don't think he's
I don't want him to get fined. That's just a
They're the
brilliant celebration.
They're the no fun league. I don't know.
That's just a brilliant celebration.
You don't see Roger Goodell sitting in his office just pissed. You know, he sees a smile. He's like,
what are you smiling about, buddy?
He's like, Tyreek, you shouldn't dare make fun of a situation like this. $50,000. Yeah. You don't see Roger just like. You don't see Roger just pissed.
Just
dude?
drop your best Roger impression right now.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL draft.
With the first pick.
No, doesn't he say, well, guys.
No, he doesn't sound like that.
No, he does he always comes out and he's like, oh, they're booing me. So he like makes a joke about it. Oh, it's hot in here. You don't hear what I'm talking about? Maybe I'm like.
Going crazy?
I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
This is a rough watch.
That's okay.
This is a rough watch.
No, stop.
This is a rough watch.
All right.
Moving on to a little more hometown cooking. Patriots. They won their first game. Everyone clap it up.
Dude,
Everyone clap it up.
dude.
Keep clapping it. Oh my gosh, keep clapping. They're going all the way. They're winning the goddamn Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's gonna be.
Dude, you want to know how little faith I had in the Patriots?
I think you're very, very common perspective on this, but go ahead.
I didn't watch the game.
Didn't watch the game.
No, I had Vikings-Giants on. I watched that game.
You watched Vikings-Giants over
I have Justin
Patriots.
Jefferson. And I had no connection to the game other than I was like, oh, the Patriots are going to get they're going to get freaking messed up by 40 points was my prediction. So I had
if it makes you feel any better, you and a bunch of professional sports analysts thought the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, guys, I thought they were going to win the whole time, and I supported them, and I actually went to the game.
So no one's going to believe me here, but I was going into that game like, they'll probably win this. And my entire suite was very much against me, but I said, it's first 3 games Joe Burrow. The first few games of Joe Burrow always are iffy.
Dude, that's why I didn't draft him. He forgets how to play football for the first few weeks, and then later in the season,
then he
becomes
gets hurt.
Joe Burrow.
Then he gets hurt.
Yeah, then he gets hurt. Yeah.
It's just the Burrow cycle.
Did Chase played, right?
Jamar Chase did play. T. Higgins did not. So they were still down a receiver.
Okay, but Jamar Chase played.
Yes.
And he's like the best receiver.
They were still down a top tier receiver in T. Higgins.
Yeah, hey, you know what? If T. Higgins was on our team, he'd be wide receiver 1. So I understand.
Listen, if Chase
team,
Claypool was on our team, he'd be wide receiver 1. So
who was just on our team that sucked?
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Now he's back on the Chiefs. Yeah.
Right.
Who's our? Hold on.
He's back on the.
He's on the Chiefs.
He's on with the Chiefs already.
He's on the Chiefs. He's on the Chiefs. Yep. He came to New England, made his money, shipped him back over to the Chiefs. I think.
We didn't ship him.
No, he signed.
We cut him.
He signed. Who was our wide receivers? We have
Patriots wide receivers. Got Kendrick Bourne. I think he's hurt. KJ Osborne.
Dude, it's like
I'm watching your face just.
It's
go
like
down.
an auto.
I just got 2.
It's like an auto draft, like a franchise.
Stop
And
comparing everything to things.
No, I was talking. That was a Madden.
Oh,
that was
from
Madden.
fantasy to video games.
Nope.
Many people think they're the same.
Yeah, were you? Anyways, moving on. The Patriots were awesome.
Patriots won. Gerard Mayo, first NFL win as a coach. That was impressive. Honestly, I thought the Patriots defense was going to be spectacular because they have a middle linebacker as their coach.
Yeah.
It's like, and it showed out. Punching out a ball at the goal line, forcing a fumble at the goal line.
Damn.
They don't do that. This game goes a different way because it was 16-10, so they don't do that. It's 17-16.
Dude, you're like really good at math.
I know.
That was impressive.
10 plus 7.
That was impressive. Dude,
I bet each and
off.
every one of you watching didn't even know that 10 plus 7 was 17.
I couldn't have pulled that off.
Exactly.
Moving on.
Sam Darnold is back.
Sam Darnold. This is the one game I watched in full.
Sam Darnold
Other than the Cowboys game.
Didn't he start like 10 for 10?
Dude, Darnold started like, I think he maxed at 12 for 12. I think he went 11 for. I know he went 11 for 11. I don't know if he hit 12. I know he went 11 for 11.
Sam Darnold completed his first 11 passes.
Dude, let me tell you,
He's gonna
I
tell
was sitting there, and I was like, this guy's literally the MVP of the league. He was playing out of his mind. It was Sam Darnold, and I'm like, where is this coming from, dude? The whole halftime show, everyone was talking about how Darnold's finally putting it together. Dude.
Darnold's finally putting it together.
Isn't that crazy?
That guy who was seeing ghosts against the Patriots. Putting it together.
Didn't that game Vikings ended like 28-3.
No.
I swear to God, the game ended 28-3.
I don't agree with you.
I'm finding it. Hold on.
Oh no, I'm finding it. I don't agree with you.
Vikings, Giants.
28-6.
28-6.
Come on.
They put up 28 points.
Get better.
Sam Darnold offense put up 28 points. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm sorry, but we're going back to fantasy. The whole league was on my behind because I was keeping Justin Jefferson. It's Sam Darnold. It's Sam Darnold. I'm like, yeah, it's Sam Darnold, the GOAT. And who's right?
I don't think you are, because Jefferson didn't put up a big game, did he?
Jefferson had like a touchdown. I think.
One touchdown.
Jefferson had a touchdown and like a deep ball.
Oh, okay, so he probably had a
He
good
put
game.
up like 15.
Because that's average, below his projected.
That is below his projected.
Yeah, exactly.
But it exceeds my expectations for what I had going in.
Below projected, but exceeded expectations. And
Hell
that's all
yeah.
you can ask for.
Hell
And that's
yeah.
exactly what this podcast will do.
Moving on.
Moving right along to Sunday Night Football. That game was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Whole suite, loaded up, was rooting for the Lions.
Yep.
And luckily, this one came out on top. Although we were very scared in the end. Rams tied it up at 20. They were down 10-3 at half.
But did you forget who's on the Lions? David Montgomery, dude. Everyone's like Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Who?
Who's Jahmyr Gibbs?
Who?
David Montgomery would run through this. See this wall behind me? David Montgomery might see this wall? Well, hold on. That didn't happen. See this wall right here? David Montgomery might appear in any minute. You know the Kool-Aid Man, how he pops through the wall? I think David Montgomery could run through any wall he wanted. David Montgomery just runs at you. What are you doing? I give you 50 chances against David Montgomery. Head-on, one-on-one drill. You have to stop David Montgomery. How many times out of 50 are you doing it, and why is it 0?
Well,
Exactly.
let me break that down for you.
Yep.
Yes, David Montgomery went
It's him.
crazy.
He's him.
He basically let's just get a little drawing segment here.
Yep. Watch
So,
this.
David Montgomery in overtime. So
I'll commentate this.
here we
So
go.
here's David Montgomery.
Here's the O-line right here
Yep.
for the Lions.
Hold on, I got it. I'll commentate. You
Yeah.
just draw.
All right, we got
So Tim's drawing the O-line here for David Montgomery. We're gonna see David Montgomery appear just in a moment.
This was the entire design.
Yep. So now the dot just below the O-line is gonna be David Montgomery.
That right there.
Yep. See the big
David Montgomery.
Hey, you, I got this. So now that is, I'm assuming the defense. This is the defense that Tim is drawing. Yep. So
9. So you get the safeties up there.
So there goes the safeties.
Yeah.
Here they are. So now what you're going to see is here's David Montgomery. He's going to run the way Tim draws. I'm waiting for Tim. He's going to run straight through the defense. Screw the O-line. He's running past the middle and he's running past the safety. He went through the safety. I don't know if you guys see this. He went through the safety. The safety, he like literally split him in two. You know those like horror movies where like the people split in half? That's what happened to the safety. And now Dave Montgomery just scored the game-winning
And he was
touchdown.
tackled here.
No, by who?
By
By who? Who's near him?
This guy.
No, but that guy saw what happened to that guy and ran off the field.
So he went over here and then he went boom.
Yeah,
that way.
no, exactly. So David Montgomery went up, right?
Yeah.
So draw up.
Oh yeah, so up.
He went up. That guy.
This guy went over and
got,
then he came down because he ran away.
He got
was so
scared and ran off.
Exactly.
That is what David Montgomery does to the players.
Quick draw of David Montgomery right there.
This is the content that you come here for.
I think that was great. Anyway, that'll be it for the first Anchor TV podcast. Trying to keep it brief, but that definitely was not.
Anchor TV Sports Podcast.
That'll do it for the Anchor TV Sports Podcast. Trying to keep it brief, but that was anything but brief.
Hey, you know what?
It's all right.
This is what you're coming for the sports podcast for. We're talking about the NFL, but hey, listen, MLB can be talked about. NBA is going to be talked about. We've got all these sports on the docket. Don't even worry about it. Speaking of sports and talking about sports, remember how I mentioned that we're going to have interviews this year?
I mentioned that.
Remember how Tim mentioned that we were going to have interviews this year?
Yeah.
Well, we're also way ahead of the game.
Way ahead. When we say way ahead, we mean we're about 1 week ahead. Way ahead. So, next week, you should expect a special guest. Might not be next week, though.
The next
episode of the Anchor TV podcast, you should expect a guest.
Indeed.
Indeed.
You have move so they can see that. Why is the logo so small?
It's a tease. If they see it, they see it. Why did you make a big deal of it?
No, because I looked over. I was looking at it on the camera and I can't even see it. Hey guys, you know what? Just wait and find out.
It's gonna be pretty fun.
It's a good episode,
and I'm excited, very excited.
That's gonna do it for the Anchor TV Sports Podcast. This is episode 1. My name is Shane.
My name's Tim.
That's Tim,
and we're gonna see you guys real soon. See ya.
Take care. Really just have a good day.
I think you should. Yeah.
You know what's underrated nowadays? Having a good day.
Honestly, I think each and every one of you could benefit from a good day. So you know what? Go out there. Look at me. Look me dead in the eyes.
All right, I've had enough.
Look in the eyes.
Look at them.
Each and every one of you go out there, and you have a stellar day. A spectacular day. You have the best day you've ever had in your life. Please. And thank you.